It is working. So with that, I am pleased to provide the lineup for today's speakers, starting with, okay, I've got housekeeping, but I'm going to save that for just a moment because I do not want to delay our first speaker out here today. This speaker represents her district with strength and undeniable passion for the community. She's always welcome at our events. It is a great honor for me to introduce Washington's Congressional District 1 Representative Suzan Del Bene.
Back to the John Denver song. I should have been home yesterday, but we were voting late last night on a vote that did nothing to help the American people. We still have, they wouldn't let us vote on the bill that went to the Senate that would have opened TSA and FEMA and the Coast Guard. We can't vote on that because their king told them no. Because people standing up make all the difference. And as Abraham Lincoln said, with public sentiment, anything is possible. Without it, almost nothing. And you are making a difference over and over. So thank you. People across the country, not just at No Kings rallies, which we talked about how many there are, but people across the country are souring on the Republican agenda of broken promises. They promised to lower costs on day one. Broken promise. They promised no more forever wars. A broken promise. They promised to only go after the worst of the worst on immigration. A broken promise. They promised to release the Epstein files. A broken promise. People are tired of it, and they are fighting back all across the country. And your voices are making a difference. I mean, Kristi Noem is no longer. People are fighting back at the ballot box across the country in special elections. Democrats have flipped 30 state legislative districts. Zero. And one of those state legislative seats that Democrats flipped might have been in Florida, and Mar-a-Lago might have been. Even his neighbors are tired of him. So we have to keep standing up. We cannot let them gain an inch. They are running scared because they know the American people are not with them. And so what do? Normally you would say, if the American people aren't with me, maybe I should listen to the American people and rethink what I'm doing. Of course that is not what they're doing. They know that they cannot win, and so they're trying to rig the system. They are trying to redistrict across the country to make sure that they have a permanent majority in the House. And we've been fighting back across the country. California, people of Virginia are voting right now. And we have opportunities in places, even in Texas, to take back the House of Representatives. They are trying to attack our voting rights. They are trying to attack vote by mail. What impact right here in Washington State? But when we stand up, we win. And some of you may remember, I was born in Selma, Alabama, and when we talk about folks standing up and the difference that they made, we can look back at places like Selma and John Lewis marching across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. John would say, it's up to all of us to never give in, never give up, make sure that we are standing up and getting into good trouble. And so I want to thank you for being part of that movement, because it is country, including right here. We absolutely, and I'm in charge of making sure this happens, we absolutely are going to take back the majority in the House of Representatives. Because the people are standing up. Thank you all.
Thank you, U.S. House of Representatives Suzan Del Bene. And that is how we get things done, folks. I have a little housekeeping. I'm going to first of all invite, if Leanne is still over on the side, to come up for our mission statement of Snohomish County Indivisible. If she is, yes. For short.
Yes.
As part of the national grassroots movement of indivisible groups, we are dedicated to electing progressive leaders who embody our values and work toward the passage of legislation that reflects our principles. As a nonpartisan organization, we are committed to building and strengthening partnerships with like-minded groups across Snohomish County that reflect our shared values. We advocate for the implementation of bold progressive policies, striving to ensure a strong democracy. We achieve this by organizing efforts to amplify our voices to elected officials, ensuring that our democracy is free from local and national policies or legislation that marginalizes the vulnerable and undermines our health and well-being. We are committed to promoting equality, fairness, and justice for all through education and activism.
Yeah.
I'm going to remind everybody today, we are here for No Kings 3. We mean no war, no ICE, and no kings in America. We're going to ask you all day today to join us. Join in. If you didn't register for today's event, it's not too late to go on the nokings.org national map. Get your name in there. The numbers matter. When we checked in this morning, or should I say when the national group checked in with us this morning, out of those 3,357 events, Everett had risen within the top 10% of RSVPs across the nation. We've got this, but we've got it because we are together, and together we are indivisible. Housekeeping-wise, I want to let you know we had a generous donor who has provided porta potties on the second tier between the canopies up there. We have an ADA unit. Please take advantage if you need it. There's public restrooms down on Wetmore. If for some reason you need to access a sink as well, those are available. At the upper canopy, we do have additional signs. We have t-shirts. We have people there to welcome you and talk about our lovely climate advocacy team, our Refuse Fascism Fridays, and our, there it is, supports the LGBTQIA community.
I'll do it on my phone.
So please check out Snohomish County Indivisible. We've got, whistles. I am going to ask you, please do not blow whistles at the event today. First, they can be triggering. However, today we're using them with security. So we have our own method, and we're asking folks to please not do the whistles while you're here in the bowl. Save those for down on Broadway at 2 o'clock. After the speakers, you're going to be parading down on the sidewalks. If you have any questions, there are so many volunteers here today in pink vests. I would like to give a shout out again to them before I introduce our next speaker. I'd like to give a shout out to the pink vest volunteers and our lovely sound crew. Chris is leading that for the amazing job today. With that, I am going to go on to introduce, at this point, a speaker who truly, actually, does not need an introduction. She is Snohomish County's Indivisible founder and director. If you have been to No Kings 1, No Kings 2, Hands Off 1, Hands Off 2, Families Belong Together, Trump's Tax War, any of those events, you have already met Anita. But let's walk over to the stage together. Anita Dietrich.
Hi. But I also see you guys too.
to say thank you to our speakers and our admin team, our organizers. I didn't do much this year, and I gotta say that was a little hard. I'd also like to thank our sound folks and every one of you who showed up today. But I also want to thank someone who I always forget to thank. And I've forgotten her name. No, I didn't. My Deputy Director, Paula Townsell. She always does the most fantastic job of emceeing, and I am very grateful for that. So look around you. Thousands of people right here in Snohomish County standing together. That's not status quo. That's not accidental. That is people power, and it is growing. Last time we gathered, we said something simple. America has no kings. Today, we're back to say something stronger. Not only do we reject kings, we are building something that cannot be ruled by one. Right now, across the country, we are watching power being used through fear. Families are being targeted, communities are being destabilized. And while everyday people struggle to afford basic needs, those in power are taking more for themselves. This is not politics as usual. This is a test of whether democracy still belongs to the people. They want us overwhelmed, divided, convinced this is too big. But history tells us a different story. Movements like this, people-led, nonviolent, are how change has always happened. Not from the top, from us. And here's what they didn't expect. Every time they escalate, we go higher. Every time they try and silence us, we get louder. Every time they try and divide us, we show up together. That's what's happening right now across this country and right here in Snohomish County. We are part of that wave. For nearly 10 years, this community has shown up through uncertainty, through exhaustion, through moments when it would have been easier to just step back. But we didn't, and we're not starting now. Because if power can be taken through fear, if rights can be stripped without consequence, then we don't just lose policies, we lose the idea that this country belongs to us. And that is something we will never accept. So let me ask you this, Snohomish County, are we going to be silent? No! I can't hear you. No! I didn't think so. But hear this. This rally is not the end. It's not even the peak. It is the beginning. Because the real work continues in our communities, in our organizing, and at the ballot box in November. If we want to stop this abuse of power, if we want to protect our rights and our future, we have to show up not just here, but everywhere that counts. That means building, that means organizing, that means winning back the House and hopefully the Senate. That means showing up for our candidates here in Snohomish County. Because make no mistake, MAGA is coming for our county as well. And even after this moment, after this fight, we stay stronger, wiser, more connected. Because this movement isn't temporary. It's who we are now. So let's say it together, clearly and without hesitation. We bow to no kings. We bow to no kings. That's a little lame. We bow to no kings. We bow to no Trump tyrants. We bow only to the power of the people. This is our moment. This is our movement. This is our country. And we are not backing down. We are not going anywhere. We are just getting started. My wish for you all today is to please be so proud of yourselves. You are part of history. You did not sit back when you were needed. You stepped up. Have a great event today. Thank you for being here.
That sound guy is happy today. He's very happy. We're all happy today. Our next speaker is the Treasurer of Washington State. Mike Pellicciotti has since been first elected in 2020. He's reinvented the office. Now, I know what you're all thinking. The Treasurer, how do you reinvent that? Well, thank goodness he's here to tell us about it. Because he's taken on major financial issues across the slate in our state, like the wealth gap, the retirement, security, while responsibly managing our state funds. New U.S. News, okay, these glasses, gotta go, wrong pair. Now I can read what's in front of me. Okay, now U.S. News ranks Washington the best state in America for long-term fiscal stability. And for folks that are geeks, that is awesome! Mike has always rejected all corporate campaign donations. He's put the people's financial interests ahead of Wall Street profits, and yet somehow he still managed to get elected. It's because of we the people. Treasurer Mike Pellicciotti has helped lead efforts to shield our state from the impacts of the federal funding withholdings by the Trump administration, which we know is no short feat. He shows what we can accomplish when we get corporate money out of politics. We need more of that. We need more of this. Please join me in welcoming our state treasurer, Mike Pellicciotti.
Everett, how are we doing today? Are you ready to legally and politically fight back against the most reckless, inept, and self-serving administration in our lifetimes? I'm going to start off with some good news, is that the Office of State Treasurer has actually been preparing for this administration since August of 2024. And I told the folks at the time in the office, I hope this is the biggest colossal waste of time the Office of State Treasurer spends on any issue. But it's allowed for us to be prepared, so when other folks have been taking a knee, Washington State has been standing strong every time the President tries to withhold money from the state of Washington. And when the President of the United States tried to wreck our economy with his reckless tariffs, the governor and I teamed up and made sure we had a legal argument to the U.S. Supreme Court to stop him in his tracks. Now, I can't sugarcoat it here, folks. There are going to be more challenges on the horizon, because here's the thing about the President. Here's the thing. He likes to push boundaries, and he loves to throw a punch. But here's the thing. When he throws a punch and misses, he'll pretend like he was never in the boxing ring in the first place. Right? He'll be like, withhold money from Washington State. I hardly know Washington State. Who's Washington State? We are showing a different way on how to do things, but here's the other reality. I'm a pretty level-headed guy, but here's the reality. We are dealing with a narcissistic administration. And here's the thing about narcissists. They don't feel. They don't feel things. But the challenge is, as progressives, we do. We do feel things. We feel it when SNAP benefits are cut and children are going hungry at night. We feel it when Medicaid services are cut and people are denied health care services and people are dying in order to give disproportionate tax cuts to the wealthy. And we feel it when our brave men and women are sent overseas for wars that the president is initiating on any given day to serve his interests and not the American people's interests. But here's the reality. We cannot internalize this. And I know as humans we do. That is how it is as a human. You feel this. We all feel this. But I am telling you, do not internalize it, because no human can absorb all this on their own. We must externalize it into action. That is the path forward, and that is the path out of this, because here's the reality. The tools of fascism will bring us fascism. And it will take the tools of democracy to save democracy. And it is coming together like all of you are today, which is our path forward. So I have 3 questions for you. Are you ready to stay united in this effort as we go forward? Question 2, are you going to support every candidate that shares your values this year so we can move forward as a state? And finally, are you going to fight like hell to use every legal political tool available to save our democracy? My name is Mike Pellicciotti. I'm going to stand alongside you. Thank you for coming out today.
Again, thank you, Mike Pellicciotti. He makes treasury interesting. And speaking of awesome treasurers, we also have around, as you look, you'll see a few folks, you'll think, am I sitting next to the county treasurer, Brian Sullivan? Yes, you might be. And you look to the left and you're like, is that our representative from the 44th? Is that Brandy Donahue? Yes, it is. And if you look up above, somewhere off to the side, and you see somebody sprinting around, could that be Senator Lovett? Yes, it is. So we're in the house, not only with great folks out here on the stage, ready to talk to you and help you get as motivated and get a fire in your belly like we have, but they are amongst us because they are with us. We are united. No war, no kings, and absolutely no ice. We have a great spirit. Oh, which reminds me, speaking of no ice, Pink Vest volunteers include the people wearing the baklavas with the pink vest on. It is not safe for everyone to show their face in a public place. We respect that. I ask you respect if they have a pink vest volunteer on. Ask them questions about Indivisible. But let's not harass people who need to wear face coverings at this time, okay? I greatly appreciate that. Yeah. So we have some community members in addition to elected officials up here, and I'd like to move on without any further ado to let you know that it seems like anyone who's working for an organization that advocates for civil rights and defending democracy has to be a superhero. So today, without his cape on, I'm going to introduce a superhero from the ACLU of Washington, Attorney David Montes.
Hi everyone, my name is David Montes. I'm with the ACLU of Washington. It seems like it should be uncontroversial, but apparently it has become controversial. In the United States, we do not have kings. We do not allow a president to go to war unilaterally. We do not allow the president to send troops into our cities to turn on our citizens. We do not allow the president to violate the due process rights of our neighbors. I have the great privilege of working for the ACLU. We've sued the Trump administration now closing in on 300 times, and I've had the privilege of being involved at a dozen events, which has been unbelievably amazing. It's been a real privilege. But it also gives a special insight into an administration that is willing to ignore court orders, that is willing to do things that judges have told him not to do, and blatantly violate the law. And sometimes that can be very difficult. As was talked about earlier, internalizing that and feeling hopeless can be very hard. But what makes me feel hopeful, what I see is every time this administration ignores the courts, people stand up. In Los Angeles, in Chicago, in Oregon, in DC, we've seen people stand up. And by being here today, you are telling this administration that you will be here if they come. We do not accept kings. And if Donald Trump and his administration tries to bring the clown show here, you are telling them, no kings, not here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, ACLU superhero David. Our next speaker is a true friend to Snohomish County, Indivisible, and always delivers a thoughtful, inspirational address when he joins us. Please join me in welcoming Washington State's 21st Legislative District, Senator Marko.
Thank you, No Kings. You guys are beautiful. I'm wearing my two-line hat because we just made world history, Washington State. We put a train on a floating bridge for the first time in human history. I hope you all get on that train like I got a chance to do and see those beautiful lake views and think, we do big things here in Washington State. Your state legislature also made history this year by passing a millionaire tax to ask those at the very top to pay for health care and education for everybody. 90 years in the making. But we didn't stop there. We banned ICE from wearing face coverings and kidnapping people in the dark of night. And we passed a budget that protects health care for those that are losing it because of Donald Trump. We passed a budget that invests in more reproductive care and abortion access for Washingtonians. We passed a budget that protects and lifts up our trans community. It doesn't take them down. And Everett, none of this would have been possible without Everett's own June Robinson. Senator June Robinson chairs the most powerful committee in the state legislature, the Ways and Means Committee. She wrote that budget. She got that millionaire tax passed. Let's give it up for Everett's June Robinson. And No Kings, I have some sad news. June's not here with us today. I talked to her this morning. She's with a friend who's fighting cancer. Yeah, are we allowed to say the F word here, Paul? I don't know if we are, but F cancer. So will you join me in making a thank you video for June Robinson to thank her for everything we've done? Will you say, thank you, June? Can we practice that? Thank you, June. Okay, we're going to do that about 5 times, and I'm going to take a video and send it to her, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, June. Thank you, June. Thank you, June. Thank you, June.
You guys are the best. I share all this news because sometimes we wonder, what does the reality of No Kings look like? And here in Washington State, we are living our No Kings democracy, where the people matter, not the wealthy, not the powerful, not those that hate and divide us. This is about progress. It's about hope. It's about freedom. It's about opportunity for everyone, not just for some. Our hero, John Lewis, said, democracy is not a state, it's an act. I would say it's not a noun, it's a verb. We all have to make democracy happen every single day. The Constitution of the United States starts with 3 powerful words. We the people. I want you to turn to someone next to you and say, we are the people. Now turn to the person on the other side and say, we are the people. We are the people we've been waiting for, and we are the people that have to fight for our country in this moment. Are you ready to fight? Are we ready to say no kings? Yes to the people. I teach civics, U.S. government at Everett Community College, and I tell my students every class, we have an amazing superpower in this country. Every 2 years, we have the power to peacefully overthrow the government. Who's ready to peacefully overthrow the government this fall? Overthrowing the government doesn't happen on social media. It happens on the streets, at the ballot box, door to door, neighbor to neighbor. And Congress and the president right now want to take away our right to vote. So you know what that means? That means we have to get out there and vote like never before. If they won't let us mail in our ballots, we'll take it to the damn drop box. We also need hope and inspiration in these tough moments. Let's give it up for Dana and the protest songs one more time. My friends, this session was really rough. There was debates, there was attacks, there was everything they could to stop us from the progress we're making. And I found hope in amazing, amazing icons. One of those icons is Dolly Parton. Who loves Dolly? A few years ago, 30, 40 years ago, Dolly was leaving a toxic relationship behind. Who's ready to leave a toxic president behind? And she sang a beautiful song that she just re-released in February, and I listened to it on repeat. Every time I was driving to the Capitol, I listened to it over and over and over. And her song says, I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Yes. Who can see the light of that clear blue morning in November? I can see the light of a brand new day. A brand new day of hope, of opportunity, of freedom. A brand new day of no kings. Let's get it done.
I'm going to ricochet right away to the next one so we can keep this moving, so you can all head to those sidewalks. That we're having fun down here. I hope you are up there too. So our county has a lot to appreciate in outstanding local leadership, starting with this next official. His calm, principled leadership as the 5th Snohomish County Executive elected continues to build and strengthen our amazing community. Let's welcome Dave Summers.
Why the heck do I have to follow Marko? I can't catch a break, I'm telling you. This is the part of the program where everything's been said, but not by everybody. So, bear with us. I'm going to calm us down a little bit. You know, the phrase, no kings, sounds like something from a history book. It's not. It's a living idea, and it's a reminder. The country was founded on a simple, radical belief. Power does not belong to one person or a small group of powerful people. It belongs to the people. It means we don't bow to power, we don't hand over control, and we don't accept a system where few get to decide the fate of everyone else. You can tell a lot by who government serves. In strong democracies, government serves the public. Government, I believe in government. It invests in public education because an informed citizenry is hard to fool. It invests in public health because people matter more than profit margins. It builds infrastructure and transportation like light rail over a floating bridge because opportunity should be within reach for everyone. It supports public safety because every family deserves to feel secure. Government exists to serve the people. And I've been around government a long time, and I know when government is working best, it's kind of boring. That's the goal. I get told I'm boring all the time. I say, thank you. Just make it work. In places where democracy weakens or quietly slips away, something else happens. Government starts serving the few. The wealthy, the powerful, the well-connected. And slowly, almost quietly, the public systems we all depend on begin to thin out. Schools struggle, right? Healthcare becomes harder to access, right? Communities feel less safe, less supported, right? And when people start asking why, those in power don't say, oh, we need to do better. They say, look over there. They blame the immigrants. They blame the refugees. They blame anyone who looks different, thinks different, or prays different. Because division is a strategy. It's easier to get people to fight each other than it is to have them ask who the system is really working for. But here's the truth we know, especially around here, our common ground is a lot bigger than the things that divide us. We all want good schools, we all want roads to work, we want to feel safe, we all want a fair shot. And we don't have to agree on everything to agree on that. And that's where democracy lives, not in perfection, but in that shared commitment to one another. Unity is not automatic. Unity is a choice, and so is democracy. Democracy doesn't maintain itself. It requires participation, it requires attention, and sometimes it requires us to speak up when it would be easier to stay quiet. We the people is not just a phrase we recite, it's a job description. It means we stay engaged, we ask questions, we hold leaders accountable, including people like me and Marko. And some others. In our government, serving the public, are we serving all or serving the few? Because if it's drifting towards the few, if it starts to look like something run for the benefit of the powerful, then we don't shrug, we don't turn in on each other, we remind ourselves who we are. No kings. No special class above the rest, no one too important to be questioned, no one beyond accountability, just a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. That's the promise, that's the responsibility, and that's ours to protect. So when we say no kings, we're not just talking about history, we're talking about right now, about whether our government serves the public or serves the few. And when it starts drifting the wrong direction, it's not someone else's job to fix it, it's ours. Because we the people is not a slogan, it's ownership. And the good news is, we don't need a king, we've got something even better. We've got each other. Thank you.
So I'm happy with that. Unfortunately, he also took the rest of my notes for the day. So, see, you're not boring. Thank you. 2 pages. There we go. Perfect. No, that's it. Thanks. Next up, I want to draw everybody's attention to the fact that you came in by the ballot box up there at Wall and Rockefeller. You came by the League of Women Voters up there. If you have not checked your status for voting, talk to them about how to do that. If you have not changed your address for voting, talk to them about how to do that. If you have any questions on voting, stop by the table up there or see one of the women with the League of Women Voters t-shirts on today. Thank you for being here. Even more exciting than having them tabling here is they brought one of their finest. The League of Women Voters of Washington has 3,000 members across the state, is continuing to grow. I'm sure somebody's doing PR for them from the other Washington. And they are currently a network of 800 leagues across the country. The league has been fighting to protect our voting rights for 106 years. That is amazing. That's the long game. Please welcome the president of the Washington State League of Women Voters, Crowley.
Thank you. Thank you. It is such a pleasure to be here. I am honored to be here with you today representing the League of Women Voters. We're an organization dedicated to empowering voters and defending democracy. We are fiercely nonpartisan, but we are not neutral. Many of us came together last October right here to declare our opposition to the series of assaults on our democracy, and since that time, those assaults have only grown. The change is deeply disturbing. We're seeing calls, you've heard it today, to nationalize our elections. No. Calls to do away with vote by mail. Calls to demand that you prove your citizenship with documentation. We have seen cruelty and complete disregard for due process. We see right now an undeclared, unauthorized, and unsupported war. And, frustratingly, we see a total inability on the part of Congress to exercise their constitutionally defined powers. And so, we come together again. So, who do we need to be today to show up in this moment? I'm gonna suggest to you that we need to be bold. We need to name names. We need to call out bad actors. We need to be loud. We need to be unapologetic when speaking out. We need to be nimble. We need to be able to respond quickly to the threats that we're seeing. And we need to be empathetic allies. We need to stand in partnership with all those in our community who are underrepresented and unheard, and we need to listen to them. So in the spirit of being bold, I want to share with you a few of the recent statements made by the League. In response to calls to nationalize elections, by demanding federal intervention in state and local elections, the Trump administration is working overtime to create intimidation, chaos, and confusion. And this is exactly how we lose our country. Erode trust, normalize lies, and intimidate voters and election officials. Will we stand for that? No! In response to the Save America Act, and I hope you are all following this, currently being debated in the U.S. Senate, these bills are not about election security. They are about restricting access to the ballot and deciding who gets to participate in our democracy. There's the question, who gets to participate in our democracy? That's the right answer, all of us. The future of American democracy depends not on restricting participation, but on expanding it, on welcoming more voices, not fewer. So, what's the right thing to do at this moment? There are so many ways to take action. Some are big, some are small. Please do not be silent, and don't hope that someone else will step up. Step in ways that feel right to you. I want you to turn your rage into courage. Work to create something better. And sometimes it's so simple. Join an organization right here that you care about. Locally, help at a food bank, a senior center, a library, a youth club. Right? Support them with your time and with your donations. Meet your neighbors. How many of you know your neighbors? Meet your neighbors. Reach out to them. Ask them how they're doing. Locally, attend a council, a commission, a board meeting, then speak up and out about an issue you care about. Contact your state and national representatives. Thank them. Thank them when you agree with their actions and question them when you don't. Make your voice heard, and finally, as you heard from Senator Liias, vote. Vote. Do not become addicted to despair and fear. Do not buy into an illusion of powerlessness. We're not powerless. This year we celebrate the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. That seminal document reminds us that governments derive their just powers from the consent of the governed. We can't forget those words. Our nation's first president refused to be named king. Today's president seems to crave that title. But we know that authority and accountability live within us, the American people. Let's use it. Let's demand it. Thank you for being here today, what you're doing today, and for all you're going to do in the days to come. Thank you. One more time for Crowley, President of Washington, League of Women Voters.
I have the privilege to introduce another county leader who began from a passion for democracy and representation for we the people. She continues to advocate tirelessly for the people of Snohomish County. She represents County Council District Number 2. Join me in welcoming Councilmember Dunn.
To join you today. My name is Dunn. I'm chair of the county council, as Paula said. I'm speaking as an individual. Let's have to get that. Those are the lawyers. But this is your county campus. This is your public county campus. March is Women's History Month, so I wanted to center my comments around women and community today. You know who we are because we are the busy ones who get a lot of work done for either less pay or no pay. I don't need to define that for you. But we're the ones who the oppressor is worried that if we were in charge, we would treat them the same way they treat us. But we understand what Ruth Bader Ginsburg said. She said it's the same foot on all of our necks. And we don't want to be the foot. We don't want to hold people down. So if I was in charge, or when I'm in charge, I uplift, I amplify, I encourage, because when women lead, it makes a difference. It took a female sheriff to include in the budget money for a brawl so that incarcerated women did not have to go braless before a judge in person. It took us 10 years to get that, and a woman in charge. It's also big items like investing in childcare, paying for rape kits, wellness, equal pay, opportunity. It makes a difference when we are at the table and when we're in charge. So I'm centering the ladies in my speech today. Like Abigail Adams said, we gotta remember the ladies. I'm standing here today as the only woman on the county council. The last time a woman was elected in my seat was 1986, when I had even bigger hair and pinned jeans. So it took 40 years to get another woman elected to my seat. And there's only been 6 of us total at the county council. We've never had a female executive in charge of the highest branch of government here at the county.
You're next.
So it can be lonely as the only woman in the room. We have to code switch. We have to fight harder. But we are really good at this. We know how to get things done. If you want something done, you ask a busy woman. But if you don't identify as female, we appreciate you. We need you to. If you're here today, you're one of the good ones. So I don't want to pick on everybody. But it is a challenge to be in a minority. In 2025, women still only made up 32% of local government countrywide. So it matters when we're part of that decision making. So what are the people in charge doing right now with the power? Republicans have control of all branches of the federal government. That's not working out so well for us right now. That's why we're seeing tens of thousands of people, even hundreds of thousands, take the streets to say, no kings. But you also need to remember the local level, because they're in power here as well. We no longer have a dependable Democratic majority here in the county. We have deep divisions on issues like human rights and housing. Around 99% of our votes are unanimous to run the business of the county, but we have a tough budget coming up in November, and conservatives are trying to pull a fast one on you right now. Locally, they have taken over the Charter Review Commission. I'm going to get boring for a second, but the charter is reviewed every 10 years, and that is a process that is kind of like our local constitution, right? It's not just a suggestion. This is our county guiding document. Every 10 years, we vote for people to represent us on that process, and 11 of the 15 officials on there were endorsed by the Republican Party. They had exactly 3 people run in every seat, and now they have 11 of the 15 seats. We had too many Democrats run. They were too excited. They split the vote. So although most people identify as Democrats in this county, and most people voted for those people for the charter, they split the vote so they got the majority. And what are they doing with that power locally? They're hiring their friends, they're silencing the 4 members, and they're preparing to put items on the ballot that will make positions nonpartisan to keep information from voters, because they don't want people to know what party they align with. They are trying to trick you and hide because they know that being a Republican is unpopular in this county. So take your angst and your action and your energy today and remember the work in November and educate yourself, follow local politics, because this is your county, this is your campus, and this is your time to tell them no. You do not have a mandate at the local level. We're facing challenging times. We have federally with the SAVE Act, ICE detentions, action across the county, locally here with that charter process and with local elections. We need you to remember, find your hope, and remember we can compromise to find common ground, but we will not compromise our values. So encourage women to run for office. And our next meeting, be involved in your local government. Watch how people vote. Continue to fight for the government of women and girls. Remember the ladies, and remember in November. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Dunn. She always delivers that passion, and I appreciate that. She also took about half of my introduction from the next speaker, but I will go ahead and go with that theory, and we'll just piggyback. So being a trailblazer is not easy. For this historic day that we're all joining in here together, it seems very fitting to have these historic presenters up here, including the next one who made history. It only took the city of Everett 37 times to get it right and finally elect a woman to the office of mayor of Everett. Join me in welcoming Mayor Cassie.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is so good to be here and see all your bright and beautiful signs. I'm glad you're here. Your voice matters. Lately, I have been spending far too much time in the other Washington, D.C. And our Washington here is so much brighter, so much more beautiful, and so much more full of hope. I'm grateful for the leadership we have with our delegation, who lead with care and compassion. My work in DC reinforced something for me of how important it is that we advocate for our communities at every level. In our Washington, we are so grateful to have strong leaders at the local, county, state, and federal level, and it is important that you use your voice and advocate to those leaders in our community. Our democracy depends on it. It's never acceptable to silence voices, even those voices we may disagree with. So today we stand together in defense of our First Amendment, our freedom of speech, and our right to assemble. We come together in community and fellowship to support one another and be heard. So I urge you to keep speaking out and keep showing up and keep these issues in the public eye. The other day, I went to one of our local elementary schools and I got to read a book, and it's one of the most favorite moments as mayor. But one of the little boys came up to me and he said that he was afraid to come to school, that he was afraid today because anyone could be arrested at any time. It broke my heart. He was maybe 7 or 8 years old. Imagine if that was your child. Imagine that is so many of our children right here in Everett going to school every day, and we are here today because of him. His values are our values. His family is our family. In Everett, we believe that everyone belongs. We value and appreciate and love our immigrant neighbors, people who came to this country to pursue the American dream and help us build a stronger, more vibrant community for all of us. The impact of immigrant immigration enforcement is devastating and harming our families and small businesses throughout our country and right here in Everett. Today, many people, especially our people of color, are afraid. They're afraid to send their kids to school, they're afraid to go to the grocery store, afraid to go to the restaurants they love, because they're afraid of being racially profiled by ICE and this administration. So for those of us who do feel safe, this is our moment to act. Stand up, show up, spend locally, support your neighbors, support the businesses and families that are owned and operated by immigrants and serve our immigrant communities. They need you right now. And as you go out and show up and use your voice and protest this administration, I encourage you to do so safely and with love. I'm wearing my art sweater today because this is about love. Love for our neighbors, love for our immigrants, love for our country. So go out there and protect it, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Mayor Cassie. You notice we made our way through these wonderful speakers, and I have the last official speaker, and then we'll do some closing at the end. But I'd like to at this time welcome up a local veteran who now serves on the admin team of Snohomish County Indivisible. He's our lead sound tech, who does an amazing job. He's a tireless volunteer in the community. And please welcome me and joining and welcoming me. Don't welcome me. Welcome the next speaker, Christopher Glans. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Christopher Glans. A lot of people know me as Paula's husband. We are here to defend democracy and demand government accountability. I stand here humbly to represent the branches of the military service. Please stand up, or raise your hand if you're already standing. If you're active duty, reserve, National Guard, or if you're a veteran, please stand. Also, please stand and stand if you're a family member, whether you're an active duty veteran. And also, please stand if you know a veteran or an active duty person. Right? Thank you. Stay standing. Group, attention! Present arms! Please sit. Thank you for your service. Thank you for supporting the men. Instead of building on the progress of the Biden administration and past administration, the Trump administration has implemented policies that places veterans' care and benefits at greater risk than ever before. DOGE, the Trump administration, and that fellow, the VA Secretary Collins, have created reduced access and quality of care for tens of thousands of veterans. Trump and his administration, I'm sorry?
No bullies!
Thank you. The Trump administration is guilty of the illegal use of the United States military. To wit, on September 2nd, Trump and his buffoon of war began attacks on the alleged drug-carrying vessels. There have been 47 strikes and 163 deaths. On January 3rd, Trump and his butt-sniffing war attacked Venezuela and killed 100 Venezuelans and wounded 100 in a military operation to capture Maduro and his wife. On February 28th, Trump and his pissant of war obeyed Netanyahu, right? Yeah! And an attack by Iran. In 4 weeks, there have been 3,300 deaths, 1,400 of which were civilians, 217 of which were children, and 13 American service members. Trump has no legal authority to carry out extrajudicial killings. It's considered what? He has violated international and domestic law and the Constitution by going to war without the approval of... She's gone. I'm sure she wouldn't have voted for it anyway. Trump has no legal authority. For these crimes and for countless others, Trump should be impeached, indicted, tried, convicted, sentenced, and should rot in some jail cell for that. When I wore the uniform, I did so with pride. Being a veteran gives me a sense of honor, connection to country, and camaraderie with all of you. Freedom, equality, justice, and my democracy are not just words to me. For all our faults, I believe the United States of America must strive and continue to strive for goodness and to be that beacon of light for the world. What I've seen happening to my beloved country hurts me deeply. We are witnessing a deliberate dismantling of our country, our Constitution, in order to create an authoritarian state. It's disgusting. It's wrong, and we're not going to let it happen. In the land of the free and the home of the brave. Soldiers, airmen, sailors, Marines, Coast Guards, Guardians, everyone who stands with us, tell me, am I right? We did not take an oath to a president or a political party. Our oath was to the Constitution of the United States, which we will defend against all threats, foreign and domestic. We did not raise our right hand for a king. We raised it for liberty. We raised it for justice. We raised it for equality. We raised it for a government for the people and by the people. Our oaths have not expired. Today and every day in America, the land that I love, the power of the people is greater than the people in power.
Thank you, President Glans. Now I have Anita Dietrich coming back up for quick final words, and I thank you all for being here.
I promise I'm done yelling at you. So I have a couple questions. Who ordered this weather? Oh my God, thank you so much. You have no idea how grateful I am. Well, actually, it's my hair. My hair is very grateful to you. It's really all about the hair. So who is here for the first time today? Who's here for the first time who was too shy to raise your hand? I just want you to know I'm carrying you in my heart. Because as this movement grows, you are so important. Thank you to you. Thank you to all of you who have shown up for all, even one No Kings, but all No Kings, you guys rock. So, I gotta tell you, when I started this group almost 10 years ago, I had no idea where it was going. And I gotta tell you, there's been times when it was really shitty. Especially during 1.0. I mean, there were some tough times. We won one. In those 4 years, we actually did win one. But I gotta tell you,
Communist, Marxist, fascist! Communist, Marxist, fascist! Communist,
thank you.
Marxist, fascist!
Thank you. Thank you. What he said. He's my ex-husband. watching this. One of the things that I have been so blessed with is meeting and becoming either good acquaintances or friends with some of the amazing elected officials we have here in Snohomish County. We are really lucky. We are really lucky. And I'm going to tell you, the ones that are up here behind me are the cream of the crop. I think that elected officials maybe get a bad rap sometimes. And sometimes it's deserved, I gotta say. But it's a tough job. It's a tough job. And I want them to know that we are very grateful. He really does love me. I know he does. Anyway. I love you too. So, thank you to the wonderful speakers. Thank you to all of you. Head down to Crowley, make some noise, and thank you for coming.
Thank you all. Best way to get from here down to Broadway, there is a nice slow route out. If you go behind over to Pacific and head down, you can head to the sidewalk over on Wall Street and go down over there. They both get you down to the street, down to Broadway. Thank you all for coming. Plenty of opportunities left and right